silk. Silk is the finest cloth that we wear because of its properties, that is its shiny nature and its long lasting, or we can say durability, and due to its texture, its soft texture. Silk is obtained from silkworm. The silkworm, it gives out protein like saliva, and that protein like saliva is wrapped around the silkworm to form cocoon. This is how the silk is produced by the silkworm. We will be doing it in the later slides. Silk fiber is very prized. That is, it is of very high, expense. It is very expensive due to its lustrous appearance. It does not conduct heat and is therefore a good insulator. This means that silk, it neither absorbs the heat or it gives out the heat. That means that heat is not conducted by the silk. When we wear the silk in warm season, okay, it keeps us cool because silk do not absorb the heat from the atmosphere. And when we wear the silk in winter season, then it keeps our body warm because our body's heat is not allowed to escape out due to silk, because silk is insulator. Okay, the process in which the silkworm gives us silk is known as sericulture. Life cycle of silk moth is the cycle in which there is a birth of silk moth till its formation to caterpillar, and then pupa, and then back to silk moth. And it happens in 4 processes. First, I'll show you the flow chart or the cycle, and then I'll explain it to you. So you can see here, this is the adult silk moth in which the female silk moth is giving out eggs. The eggs are hatched to form caterpillar. The caterpillar forms cocoon, and when the cocoon opens, adult silk moth comes out. Now we will do it in detail. So first of all, what happens, that the silk moth, that is the female silk moth, it lays eggs. When the egg hatch, a tiny caterpillar crawls out. Okay, as you can see in the first picture, when the egg hatch, caterpillars are coming out of the egg. These are known as silkworm or larva or caterpillar. So you can call it by any name. The silkworm, it feeds on leaves and grow. So you can see that the caterpillar, they are growing on a leaf which is preferably mulberry leaves, because they can get all the type of nutrition from the mulberry leaf. So they are basically, they are grown on the mulberry leaf and they get the nutrition also from that leaves, right? The silkworm, it feeds on the leaf till it grows to a full size. And now it is the stage when it is ready to enter the next cycle or the next part of the cycle. What it does, the silkworm, it excretes a protein from its mouth, a saliva-like structure, a sticky saliva-like structure, protein from its mouth. And it weaves the fiber around itself. And from that protein which is coming from its mouth, it starts covering itself by that protein. The silkworm, it starts covering itself properly from every side from that protein. Okay. As the protein comes out from the mouth of the silkworm, it starts hardening. It starts hardening on exposure to air. Or we can say that the protein, it's become hard when it come in contact with the air. This is actually the silk fiber. The silkworm, it cover itself completely with this fiber to form cocoon. You can see in the second picture. So these are the cocoon which are formed from the protein-like substance excreted from the mouth of the silkworm to form cocoon. And one thing to be kept in mind, that the caterpillar should be covered fully. It should be completely covered with that fiber to form cocoon. At this stage, the larva or the caterpillar which is inside the cocoon, it is known as pupa. Okay, now we are changing the name of the caterpillar to pupa because it is now hidden inside the cocoon. At this stage, the pupa remain inside the cocoon, and when the stage comes, when the cocoon bursts open, that is after few weeks later, when the cocoon bursts open, adult moth comes out. You can see in the third picture. Okay, so this is how the silk yarn is obtained. Once the silk moth comes out of the cocoon is untangled. The threads are separated out. Now the cocoon is hard like structure, but they are made to soft structure by dipping it in hot water. That we will do it in the later slides. Okay, so I'm repeating it again for you, that the caterpillar, they lay eggs. Okay, sorry, they come out from the eggs which are laid by the silk moth. They feed on the mulberry leaves and they grow in size. These caterpillar, they get hidden inside the cocoon that are weaved by themselves, and they are now known as pupa. And when the cocoon is fully grown, after some week, the cocoon burst open, or the cocoon get open for the silk moth to come out. And this silk moth is known as mulberry silk moth because it is feeding on mulberry leaves. Okay. Now look at the life cycle of silk moth. You can see that adult silk moth, it lays egg on the mulberry leaves. The egg hatches out to give caterpillar or the larva or the silkworm. There are three names for it. And this caterpillar, it gets hidden into the cocoon, which is spinned by the caterpillar itself, right? And this stage is known as pupa. And after few weeks, when the cocoon opens, then the adult silk moth comes out. Now in the next slide, I'll show you by a picture description that a female silk moth, you can see it has laid several of eggs. Okay, so one silk moth, it lays thousands of eggs at a time. Okay, and then the caterpillar comes out of the eggs and they are fed upon by the mulberry leaves. And you can see in the next slide, cocoon spinned by the caterpillar itself. And next is the cocoon developing into a silk moth, which comes out after the breakage of the cocoon. Now you can see here the mulberry trees, okay, the mulberry leaves and the mulberry fruits on which the caterpillar feeds. So mulberry tree is a very good habitat for the silkworm because As I've already told you that the mulberry leaves gives a proper nutrition for the silkworm. And if we are going to feed, or if we are going to give a proper nutrition for the animals that we are rearing, then we will get a better product from them. So to get a lustrous, shiny, and a beautiful textured silk, we have to feed them with better food.